Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series between Happy and Foggy. Foggy spawning as the red night elf on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Happy has spawned as the blue undead on the top right. For those of you guys who watch my channel regularly and have subscribed, thank you, and I do not know where game number 3 is in that best of 3 that I cast yesterday is. Unfortunately, it was an even split, and the third replay is currently lost and unable for me to cast. So yeah, very strong games in game 1 and game 2. Really wanted to see how things were. Ended up in game number 3. Kind of got distracted at the end with my daughter tugging on me, hence a little bit of that distraction towards the end, announcing the wrong winner. But let's go ahead and focus now here on what's happening in game number 1 between Happy and Foggy. This is a Night Elf versus Undead matchup. And this is a matchup that's really been evolving a lot as of late. There didn't seem to be that many games early on between Night Elf and Undead. It weren't very common, as we now look at Happy heading back off to the north here, gonna finish off this Ogre Warrior creep camp. And you see that the units all purposely attacked the Death Knight for a split second to absorb a bit of that damage. Interesting strategy there. The Death Knight is not going to be going back on Blight, but he doesn't want to have all of these ghouls low on hit points. Now, the Death Knight does have better hit point regeneration than the remaining units, as the remaining units don't have any hit point regeneration while off of Blight. Meanwhile, back down across over here, Demon Hunter going to go after this Forest Troll High Priest. He is low on mana, low on health, and does get taken down. We see sentry wards have been dropped, as a Forest Troll Trapper will get picked off here. Death Knight on the other end of the map is going to go after the same creep camp in his own neck of the woods, grabbing those items and getting up to level 2. We see very early level 2 coming in from both sides of the map already, as Foggy is going to be coming up around the corner, most likely landing a mana burn onto that Death Knight. However, because of the large army there was a bit of boxing out, as the Demon Hunter didn't want to commit into that particular location. Oh, you see both sides in a strange situation, both sides getting the sentry wards, and the Demon Hunter not wanting to venture forth to try and take this one down. Now, we know that the Demon Hunter still has another sentry ward here that he could use to his advantage. Dust of Appearance, however, going to be used instead, as we are going to see Happy clear out this particular creep camp, or at least try to. Archer is now going to be turning back around. Death Knight does get mana burned there. Death Coil could be coming across on that low hit point ghoul, and it does get saved, but he does take a little bit more damage once again. Now, the creeps continuing to deal a lot of damage back to poor ghouls, as the Dust of Appearance is used and will be used to clear out this one particular sentry ward. Demon Hunter, however, does have Boots of Speed, now outrunning and perhaps going to be able to catch up here. The Wisp does not come off of the tree line, as the Demon Hunter will get his ghoul right there. Very high damage ghoul right there. Meanwhile, the Death Knight going after the Null Warden here will not get to level 3. And is going to attempt to finish off this one particular Null Overseer. The Sentry Ward of Happy was revealed, and now able to hide once again, as the Dust of Appearance has come to an end. Mana Burn now going across. Demon Hunter running laps around the units, as the Death Knight now looking to go after an Archer of his own. No Dust of Appearance, but with a Sentry Ward will be able to reveal that Archer down to 41 hit points. Unholy Aura being enough damage there, as another Archer trying to get ahead is going to be able to box out that Archer, double backing around the corner, but one zigzag too many, as it does get taken down. Demon Hunter still back across over here, going to finish off the Null Overseer, picking up the strong item there, as both sides taking small advantages away from each other. That Null Overseer dropping that Circlet of Nobility. Meanwhile, that Death Knight grabbing up an Archer. It looks as though the Panda is going to be trained up by Foggy. There are a lot of ghouls out on the field, as we are currently at Halls of the Dead. Sentry Ward quickly revealed there. I would have thought perhaps the Death Knight could have placed it down across here, but the Demon Hunter perhaps was a little bit smart, stood right here, and Dust of Appearance. It would have revealed all of those locations here, as we are now looking at the Naga Sea Witch push from Happy. Those cold arrows are going to slow things up just a bit if it does land on those targets. That Demon Hunter getting a little shade of blue on top of all that red, And as that Panda now looking to back off as well. It looks as though the Naga Sea Witch does have boots of speed. And are we going to get perhaps a surround on the Demon Hunter? Demon Hunter now coming into a really, really strange, awkward situation. Is he going to be able to make its way back out as the Demon Hunter now once again chasing after that ghoul? Panda, on the other hand, trying to run away as well, but Foggy just doing a great job maximizing damage across the board, but there is no Staff of Preservation. Foggy's Panda down to 80 hit points. Is it going to get taken down? It could try and aggro the creeps. Death Knight does not get the experience. Naga Sea Witch falls. Panda falls, but the Demon Hunter closer to level 3 or at level 3 because of the lost units. Happy cannot be content with what has gone down right now as the Demon Hunter still trying to get into position to perhaps take down that low hit point ghoul. Ghoul instead takes the high road, and the Death Knight doing a great job of just trying to get into harm's way. However, another ghoul is taken out. Demon Hunter with boots of speed, gloves of haste, able to catch up to those units extremely fast as this early meta fight here, or small skirmish and engagement, is really going heavily in favor for Foggy. Foggy, all he was really trying to do here is do a minimal amount of damage, but he's actually taking a significant blow out of Happy's army. Now, as long as this Demon Hunter does not get taken down, he will be in a fine situation. No Staff of Preservation as the Death Knight looks to back away, realizing that his Naga Sea Witch now is in a little bit of trouble as well. Both sides fighting. Slow poison coming across. Looks as though an archer gets taken down by his own leader, removing the weakest link, not giving any experience, as the Naga Sea Witch and the Death Knight now retreating back home. Crypt Fiends, the eventual translation or eventual long-term unit coming out from Happy, as the Panda now being pushed all the way back. But we will be having Dryads and the Demon Hunter pushing in this pulling in this tug of war once again. The Demon Hunter trying to get into position, trying to perhaps land a mana burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now reaches all the way back inside his base, will have the benefit of Blight, but sitting at 35 over 40 supply compared to 39 over 40 with a lot more higher tier units being trained, that is definitely going to help Foggy. The Demon Hunter sitting at level 3, most likely, yes, sell that Scroll of the Beast, no real reason to hold on to it, as that will just be devoured magic fairly fast. Now we can see that there is a shade right there. There's the archer falling at the hands of the Death Knight. That Death Coil traveling far and wide to get that first kill there. Not much mana for quite some time, as we're looking at the Forest Troll Trapper going to get taken out. And the Naga Sea Witch, yes, almost going to get to level 2 there, as the Cold Arrow is now coming down onto that Demon Hunter. Death Knight sitting at level 3 with a decent amount of mana. Now you saw for a split second, yes, both the Essence of Aura and Essence of Mana. Essence of Blight and Essence of Mana on that Death Knight. So it looks as though the Obsidian statue is manually casting both of those abilities as opposed to just being auto-cast. Naga Sea Witch finally at 2, but is this going to be enough of a catch-up, as there just seems to be stronger units from Foggy after all of those early engagements? We're going to see Foggy a little bit ahead in terms of experience. You're going to see him have a slightly larger army since he didn't lose that much, and the Demon Hunter is extremely effective at harassing these Obsidian statues. Large amounts of mana that are absolutely necessary to keep those units alive, as the Death Knight now looks to finish off this Ogre Mauler creep camp here. Now, Goblin Laboratory about to be cleared out. No leaving units behind for any sort of reveals, as we do see a number of, shadow melds that are no longer as popular, since we are now mainly sitting at Dryads and Bears. Ogre Magi falls. More units gonna fall there. Wow, Ogre Mauler able to survive. It looks as though there was a miss there, as the Panda now gets to level 3 with 2 extremely powerful consumable items. Healthstone and that potion of invulnerability. 15 seconds on top of extra being completely invulnerable is going to be very strong on that Panda to get into position. Breath of Fire on ghouls and perhaps even the Crypt Fiends is going to help very much, but the Demon Hunter now looks as though he just stretched himself just a bit too far. All right, Destroyer going to go ahead and finish off the remaining units here. There are still a handful of ghouls that will finish off the Forest Troll Berserkers there and the remaining last Forest Troll High Priest. Lich does have a little bit of experience, almost at level 2, but needs to take down a Dryad or two in order to get really that distance. All right, you can see the Dryads units are all looking to engage. Demon Hunter does have an Orb of Venom. Mana Burn now onto the Lich. We are going to go into an engagement now, trying to deal some damage. Breath of Fire. I don't see any units falling over in death, as a Ghoul may get taken down right there. 43 over 50 supply, as we are now training up. What are we training? Yeah, a Frostworm from that Boneyard. As the Naga Sea Witch still sitting at 3, Lich sitting at 1, and that Death Knight sits comfortably at 3. So 3-2-1 compared to a 3-3 right now. And the Demon Hunter decides to finally pick up that Tome of Agility for a little bit more armor, a little bit more hit points, and now makes its way off to the Ogre Lord creep camp here at the 9 o'clock position. Ogre Lord quickly mana burned. It looks as though a Shockwave not going to be coming out. Dryads completely belted down. Let's take a look what item was dropped. It was a Hood of Cunning, Agility, and Intelligence. The two main attributes there, as the Panda still sitting at level 3. Death Knight is sitting at 3, almost at level 4. Lich is sitting at 2. And the Naga Sea Witch is sitting at 3. So we are going to have almost a 4-3 compared to a 4-3-2. Now the Death Knight needs to turn around here and engage extremely effectively. He does not want to just get mana burned onto this Obsidian statue. Instead, he wants his Crypt Fiends to focus volleys onto those Dryads. Very smart play by Foggy, leaving those lower hit point Dryads in the back. They're not going to be able to, or nearly as easy to get picked off, as a Fork Lightning does go down. All right, I believe that was a Dryad or an Archer. A Ghoul going to get Dark Ritualed or Death Pact. Not quite sure what it was. Let's take a look. It was most likely a Dark Ritual, as the Death Knight would probably get level 2 Death Coil over Death Pact. All right, let's take a look back across over here. We are looking to do an engagement. Death Knight, Frostworm now coming out into play. Foggy's going to be forced to Staff of Preservation. Does not get the Staff of Preservation off. Another one right there could get Staff of Preservation as well. Another bear could get taken down. What is going on? Is it going to get taken down? No, it is not. Picked up in mid-transport, as the Frostworm here still trying to engage. Breath of Fire still coming across here. Death Knight in serious trouble, trying to finish off some of the remaining units. It looks as though a Druid of the Claw will get taken down. There it goes. There's Dust of Appearance. Some burrowed Crypt Fiends not sticking around for very long, as more Dryads are now picked apart. Potion of Invulnerability. What was that? That was in fact a potion of, or a potion of health, essentially, that using that Earth Stone, that Health Stone, in order to stay back up on life. All right, Happy. A little bit of a curious situation, sitting at 45 over 70 compared to 35. Foggy is now very much behind. He is 10 supply down, but he is setting up expansions. Now, if I didn't just cast games yesterday where I saw expansions come into play, but really not need to pay for themselves, I would say that Foggy needs this game to go long, but he could still wrap things up rather easily, as Happy does have a relatively small army. Tree of Life looking to get focused down. It looks like it will in fact get focused down right here. There it goes. Now we see a burrowed Crypt Fiend. No Dust of Appearance to be found there. There's a Dust of Appearance or a reveal. Is this burrowed Crypt Fiend going to be able to make it out? No, it is not. The reveal most likely off from the Goblin Laboratory, as an Ancient of Wind is just sitting high and pretty on this hill. Bears making their way over there to the top left. Destroyers, Frostworms, remaining ground units trying to get a little bit more experience. Lich is just shy of 3. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter is at 4 with, well, the Panda not too far behind. Going to be able to finish off these last remaining Murlocs there. There they go. Going to be just shy of 7. I believe this Gargantuan Sea Turtle will do exactly that. There you have it. The Panda now finally at level 4, and we'll see if he gets Drunken Haze or Drunken Brawler as his next ability. Panda still wandering around here. Frostworm making sure that there are no expansions anywhere to be found. Little does he know, at the top left over what I'll call the 10 o'clock position, we already see Foggy doing a great job trying to expand. Happy gonna get caught unaware here as he's attempting to take down a gargantuan sea turtle. Does he pick up the item? Yes, he does. It's a Pure Up to Vitality. It finishes off one unit and another as the units are all now teleported back home. All right, Death Knight once more venturing out. We are at about the 16-minute, 45-second mark. Demon Hunter here, Panda here, all of them are going to be ready to go. No Goblin Tinkers that I can see as we are at Tree of Eternity, but no third hero as of yet. Hippogriff's going to be ready to go. Panda is going to be ready to go, as the units are now going to get into position here. All right, flying back up onto the high ground. If you can catch the Demon Hunter, which is a very, very difficult proposition, if you can catch him off guard and finish him off, the remaining Night Elf army is not nearly as strong. Obsidian statue now looking to come across here. There's a whole bunch of hippogriffs trying to chase up onto all of those destroyers as we now see the engagement here. All right, there's one web, two webs, as we see a couple of destroys now go down as well. All right, remaining units now being forced to retreat all the way back. Let's take a look. Death Coil lands up on the Demon Hunter as both sides look to turn and walk away, but the Demon Hunter falls at level 4. Happy miscues things and ends up losing a level 4 Demon Hunter for no real reason. All right, back across over here, you can see Foggy looking to clear out or to defend this expansion location, but that is going to be not enough. Once the Tree of Life falls, yes, the remaining ground forces of Foggy need to get into position. The bears are all right there. Are they going to be able to finish off enough here? We can see a quick turnaround there as the Hippogriff's trying to go after some of those units. There goes a destroyer. There goes another Staff of Preservation or teleportation. No. Staff of Preservation was able to save a unit. I'm not quite sure which one, as we are now looking at more and more of these units now getting taken out. All right, Foggy is in a bit of trouble now. Those destroyers and that one particular Frostworm is causing so many problems. Mana Burn now onto a Naga Sea Witch. Not going to be enough as Foggy does give the game. Happy takes game 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.